What have I done? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to BGM Reviews. Today we're going to be doing a double feature, I guess, on Thomas Wood. I never, ever thought I'd be buying some of this stuff, but here I am. So today we have Nia from Africa, and our good old pal Rosie. And right now she is still, well, maybe minis. Besides minis, Rosie is, this is the only way to get Rosie in her red livery. Oh, jeez. So, let's take a look at this packaging. Now, I know I've been a little bit melancholy at first, but to be honest, could be worse. We at least have fully painted engines again. I don't care that Nia's a little small. She probably would have looked very similar to this if she was in Wooden Railway. She would have just probably had plastic tanks on her sides instead of these ones that are just printed on. And a dome. The dome thing, it bothers me, but it also is very fixable. And we'll get into that a little bit. Just a little bit later. So yeah, I guess without further ado, I'll open these guys up. And I actually got these from the only place that you can get Thomas Wood right now, which is Barnes & Noble. And, well, man, this thing is small in your hands. So, I've been reluctant to be like, this is good. Because, while, yes, it's not, well, it's good, but it's not good at the same time. It's better that we have something, in my opinion, personally, that we have something rather than nothing. And it's better than 2018 stuff. So, I'm not complaining as much as many people are. The only thing that would make this better is if she had her lamp. And we'll talk about that a little bit more when I get into Rosie. But yeah, if Nia had a lamp and maybe even like a little bit of a Westinghouse pump on her side, like she does actually have one, then it would be a much, much better. So you can see on the bottom here that they actually did paint very nicely around the stamped Nia. And she also has two metal rivets, I guess, that go up into her. Kind of strange. But I do like all this printed detailing. It does feel really nice. The wood on the back feels a little bit meh. All right, not terrible. It's at least, like I said, I'm just happy that these engines are painted because Mattel was not doing anyone favors having these unpainted engines. And I know on camera her wheels look redder, but I guarantee you that these are orange. Just the same, they're both the same color. Just the plastic comes off a little bit differently on camera. And I have to say this is a really good Nia face. So I suppose that the next thing I should do is open Miss Rosie here. And here she is. Now, Rosie looks a little stranger in my opinion. With that little black spot. I mean, just cut it, just cut it there. That's all. Let's just cut it. It's fine. Can't be too expensive, but Mattel thinks that this is the best way to please fans. or plays parents who accidentally buy the wrong trains. And again, for some reason, like this is a different color than that on the camera, but they're the same color I can tell that they're the same color. So I do, and I really like this because I like that Rosie's new livery makes her just look a lot better. And just a lot more, like a lot cleaner and a lot more like a part of Thomas. I don't know, her pink always stood out to me as kind of awkward. And I'll get that piece. Hang on one second. There we go. Sorry about that. And yeah, Rosie looks great. Honestly, I love that face. She looks really good. Just that little bit. And that side, and then her lamp, because that's like one of her most defining features, is that little lamp that she has. Actually, it's a very big lamp that she has on her roof, and her 3 domes as well. So, but I'll fix those. So I have some little like shelving, like those wire shelving things that I'm gonna try and see about, like painting them this color and then gluing them on the top somehow. Not entirely sure how, but we'll find out. I'll figure it out. And some of this, the wood doesn't feel quite as rough as on the bottom. It really does. I wanted to see that. So Rosie is actually, that's really hard to read, but it does say Rosie on the bottom. And yeah. So the one other issue and drawback of these trains is their size. Rosie should be the same size as Thomas, and she's shorter. Here, let me move them closer to the center of the frame where you see that now Thomas and Rosie's front ends are lined up. And here, I'll move the camera a little bit. Her back isn't, they should line up, but they don't. Nia's the same way. Rosie and Nia are the exact same size. Also, before I forget, I still have the packaging here. I'd like to talk about these. So, these character bios are very weird. So, let's talk about Nia's. Meet the caring optimist. Whether she's in her homeland of Africa or traveling around the world, Nia is positive and thoughtful. Her eagerness to help can sometimes irritate her friends, but her truthfulness and kind heart always win them over. And that brings me to my biggest problem with Nia. She's too perfect. She doesn't have any character flaws. And she really needs some. So, what better way to give her some character flaws by introducing her into my series, and that's why I bought her. So, and we'll get more into why. I'll get more into why she's going to be in my series when she's there, and maybe I'll do some commentary, which I'd like to hear your thoughts about that if I did some commentary on my older episodes and new ones coming up. And Rosie will also transform into her Northwestern Railway number 37 livery very soon here. Filming will begin shortly on that episode. And I'd also like to talk about Rosie's personality herself, or this description of her. Meet the firecracker. Rosie's the free-spirited tomboy who's happy spending time with girls and boys. She's not afraid to voice her opinion, and her friends love her honesty. How much has she actually done that, though? That's what doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, so I just don't see Rosie as that sort of engine. I see Rosie used to be the engine who wanted to be just like Thomas. That's how I remember Rosie. And that was her big flaw, was that she didn't want to be herself. She wanted to be someone else. And then they've decided that the Great Race would be like that and all those other stories. So she kind of lost that character trait. And maybe this personality will show a little bit more in season 23. But we didn't get much of it in season 21 or season 22. And we should, because she can be a really interesting character. And I cannot wait to expand more upon her and her story coming up in my series, because she will have a big part in it. So yeah, I will probably be getting some more of these. I'm not going to be getting the main characters, just characters that I don't have. I'm not sure about Merlin, Yong Bao, and other engines like that. But I'll definitely be getting Ashima and Harvey. I'm probably going to get them at some point. Not sure who else yet. But I just wanted to make this video onto and just take a look at and look into the 2019 wood engines. And to be honest, I don't mind it. I'm just glad that you don't see a blank piece of wood back there. And I've actually just realized now that Nia is her own unique model. I don't think any other engine is like that, because we've had problems like every tender engine is a variation of James. And Thomas and Ryan are the same model. And just other things like that. I'm not sure Gator, no matter what, is going to look awful because he's just blocky. And even the blockiness of these, they're simple designs, but they are still kids' toys. And at least, these plastic domes won't break off or something from too much stress. They have buffer details now, which I've actually always wanted them to have, except they should be black. And Nia should have red around there, so who knows? I'll be doing some modifications to these guys. I want to make them look as good as possible. And they're about 55 to 65% of the way there, I'd say. And to fit in, they might be a little... They don't really fit in with the Thomas. Like, if we put him next to Thomas, like, that looks different, I must say. So, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this yet. But I'll be doing some update videos on my modifications to these guys, and look out for Nia and Rosie in my series. I hope you guys are excited to see some new faces. I certainly am. And this video has gone on long enough. I've rambled enough. And yeah, so I really want to know your guys' thoughts on Rosie and Nia and just the whole 2019 Thomas Wood line in general. I think it's a much needed improvement and something that was bound to happen, to be honest, because no one liked the exposed wood. The kids thought it was too cheap. Parents thought it was cheap, or too expensive. I think this is more worth $10. I actually got these on sale. Shh, don't tell anyone. They weren't actually running the sale when I bought these, but the sign was still up, so I got them on sale. And I'm probably shouldn't have said that, but it doesn't really matter. I've rambled on for long enough. I've probably said that like 3 times now. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. And just stay tuned. I'm excited for what's coming, especially in the coming months. The way things have been going, I've been really enjoying my time here on YouTube. So, some bumps in the road, but you know, there's always bumps in the road. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.